Welcome to Action Coaching. I am certainly delighted that you joined me on today because God has a special coaching word just for you. I certainly want to encourage all of you that enjoy Action Coaching. Make sure you hit subscribe so that you'll know all of the exciting things that are happening here on Action Coaching, because our goal here is to coach you in the things of life. Everybody needs a coach. None of us make it by ourselves. Whether you call it a coach, a mentor, or a guide, all of us need help along the journey. It's not so much as a coach is trying to change you, it's to simply instruct you in the things that you're dealing with, how you can best navigate and achieve those goals in your life. So certainly we're thankful that you're here with us on Action Coaching today. I also want to thank God for the many of you that continue to support Action Coaching so that we can continue reaching other people with the powerful coaching message that God have given us to help you achieve those things in your life. Now on today, I want to talk about something that is said over and over a lot of times. You ever heard it when people say, well, what you put in, that's what you'll get out? That was a phrase I often heard growing up. If you don't put nothing in, you won't get anything out. Well, the Bible makes it much clearer. In Genesis 8:22, the Bible says that there is a law of seed time and harvest, meaning that whatever you plant, you can reap a harvest from that. And so as we talk about this coaching session, we want a lot of people to understand. A lot of people want to reap great things. A lot of people want to achieve great things. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is a lot of people don't want to put great things in it in order that they can receive great things out of it. I've learned, and I'm quite sure some of you that are watching me on today are beginning to learn this also, that if you want to be successful, if you want to be excellent at anything, if you want to achieve great wealth or great inventions, whatever it is, one thing you first got to know is it going to take a whole lot of work that you got to put in to achieve that. If you're not putting anything in, you're not going to get anything out. I know how it is. People mostly would say, I like to look for the get rich quick scheme. That ain't no such a thing. You know, you're not going to get rich quick. You can get rich, but there are an awful lot of things that are going to have to happen before you can achieve your goals financially. It used to be when we were kids, and I'm quite sure a lot of you have said that. You know, when the adults were telling you what to do, I would say, I'll be glad when I grow up so I can do what I want to do. I'm so tired of them bossing me around, and I just can't wait to grow up so I can be my own man, my own person. But I found out something. Growing up was not something that happened instantly. It was a process. And in the process of growing up, I was only going to be able to achieve things based on what I was willing to put into it. And that's the coaching lesson for today. That everyone got to understand that if you want high level success, then it's going to take high level work. If you want to achieve great things, then you got to be dedicated and you got to be motivated to do whatever it takes to achieve what you want. When we see great athletes, great scholars, People that have achieved awesome things. You know, one thing that's common about when all of them talk, none of them say it was easy. None of them said that I just woke up one morning and all of a sudden I was this. They all talk about the sacrifice, the work, the time, the process they had to go through in order to be the person that they are today. I constantly encourage people. As you know, I am a pastor, and of course, I minister to a lot of people. But one thing I always encourage people is if you don't put anything in, you're definitely not going to get anything out. Now, it seems like a simple process, but it's not simple. If you want to reap, you've got to sow, you've got to work, you've got to prepare before you can achieve great things. When I first started in the ministry, and of course, much younger then, I did not expect God to call me to preach. I was not one that was looking to preach. I mean, I had a whole lot of other things I wanted to do in life, and preaching was not one of them. And so when we would go and see some amazing preachers that would preach powerful sermons, and we would sit there sometime and wonder, how in the world do they have all that knowledge of the scripture? Or how did they learn to put it together so that it will overwhelm us and we were just feeling the power of God when they minister? And we just thought, well, maybe we can do it. They not so special. We just gonna go grab a mic and get up and talk and expect everybody to get happy at what we were talking about. But we found out something different. The best messages only come through experience. The best testimonies only come through experience. And of course, the best invention only come through experience. People that are successful in life will consistently tell you about the things they had to go through before they are the person that you see today. And it helps us to understand that if you are not willing to work at your craft, if you are not willing to pretty much go to exhaustion to achieve things that you believe that you want, then you're not going to be very good at your craft. It is a biblical principle. It is a life principle. If you are not prepared to put great amount of times in it, you're not going to reap great things out of it. Let me give you another example. I was in college. When I first got on the college campus, we all had rooms assigned that we had to stay in. And so when they assigned me my room and I went in to meet my roommate at that particular time, my roommate was from a farming community. He had grew up among a bunch of farmers. Now me, I'm coming from the city. Only thing I knew about farming is it was food that I ate. But I didn't know anything about growing crops, apples, corn on the cob, all of these things. I had no idea what it took for that to take place. So one weekend I went home with him to his family where he stayed at, and they began to discuss with me how much you had to do to grow crops. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere, I'll be right back to talk to you.
Tap somebody and say, I'm made for miracles. You know why God allowed things to happen to you? He want to teach you that there are about 5 people got it. He want to teach you that there are. So whatever the devil knock you back with, God said now's the time to show him that he can't keep me there. Y'all ain't talking. Now is the time to let the devil know greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world.
Welcome back. I left off talking about how I went to my roommate's home and they began to discuss how they would grow crops. He was from a farming community, and at that particular time, all I knew about food is I just like to eat the food that I like. I was not concerned about how it grew or what it takes to make the food. I just wanted it to be ready when I was ready to eat it. But being there with him, I learned a very important process. First of all, I didn't know that you got to break up the ground just to get the ground ready to plant some seed. And when I began watching them breaking up the ground, that wasn't such an easy process. You know, they go down row by row and break up the ground and make sure it was ready so that they could then, after doing that, come and plant the seed in the ground. So they walk in this whole field and they putting seeds in the ground and they're getting it ready to be planted. Then after they put the seed in the ground, then they had to cover it up. And then after that, they watered the area. Now this is all the process here. And then after doing all of that, nothing happened instantly. There had to be a certain time frame before anything would begin to develop. So right then and there, then anything happened. I'm sitting there wondering, well, it should grow fast, but that wasn't the process. We later came back from college to his home, and then we looked out in the field, and all of a sudden we saw little branches. And then after a while, we saw full trees with fruit on it. What I'm saying is, life is a lot like that. If you are not willing, I don't care what profession you are in, and how good you think you are now. And there are some people that are very good. But I found out you can move from good to great. You can move from great to truly amazing. But it's all based on how much you are willing to put in to your success. I want to encourage you on today. Just as Genesis 8:22 talks about the law of seed time and harvest, God, in His Word, placed this law. And not only did He place the law, He says, as long as the earth remains. So as long as you and I are on the earth, if we expect a harvest in life, we're going to have to be willing to plant some seed. Or if you want to have it another way, if you expect to be successful in life, then you're going to have to be willing to work and do what's necessary to become successful. It's not easy, it's achievable, and it's also rewarding. Because whenever you make an investment in yourself, in your dream, in your vision, that's when you can begin to reap a great harvest. Don't be like a lot of other people thinking that everybody gonna give them a handout so they can just go straight to the top. Usually when people get something quick that they didn't have to do anything for, it does not last long, not because we're hating on them or not rejoicing in the fact of however they get it. The point of the matter is, it doesn't last long because you have not learned an appreciation of what it took to get to that level in life. As God began to bless me and elevate me in different areas of my life, I got a greater appreciation for all of the struggles, all of the small things I had to learn when perhaps I couldn't afford to buy a car or afford to do some things in life. Those times when I only had enough to just survive the day. But I came to appreciate that I didn't give up. I just took what I had and I planted it. I worked at it. I strived to be excellent. I got outside of myself and went searching for things that'll better help me to improve. There's nothing wrong with going places where people have already done it to inquire what are the necessary steps to do this. Because my brothers and sisters, if you don't put anything in, you will not get anything out. And if you put a little in, you're going to get a little out. The law has been established. Any dream, any vision can come to pass. But the question is, what are you willing to do for that dream and that vision to come to pass? How hard are you willing to work for that dream or that vision to come to pass? How much struggle are you willing to survive so that your dream and vision can become possible? I know that there are heartaches, there are struggles in anything, but it's up to us to be willing to survive those things in order to achieve those things that God have in store for us. I'll say it like this. When you put something in, or let me use it this way. On that farm, when I saw that they put the seed in the ground and they covered the seed up with dirt. Now I learned something about when they cover the seed up with dirt. Because a lot of things will happen in your life that will cause you to develop when nobody is there to watch it. When you cover it up, don't know how you're going to make it, how you're going to survive, that's when great things happen. Because while you're going through that phase, you begin to understand what it takes to be successful. And once you have paid the price for it, you won't so easily give it away. And just because you've achieved great things, we applaud you. I applaud you. But you don't stop there. You realize that it's still going to take more sacrifice. It's still going to take more investing. It's still going to take more struggles if you want to move higher in those endeavors that you intend to do. My word to you on today is to help you understand that if you don't put anything out, put anything in, you're not going to get anything out. My life is devoted to getting better every day. When somebody say I'm good, I don't take it too serious. I appreciate what they're saying, but I realize there are more levels for me. There are more mountains I got to climb. There are more things I got to experience, and I got to work just that much harder. I don't have time to have a big old party and celebration after I achieve one thing, because I know that there are bigger and better things in store for me. As I talk to you on today, I want you to ask yourself this question. Are you willing to put it all in so that you can reap the glorious things that'll come out? Are you willing to endure the sacrifice, the hardship, for the levels that you want to go? If you're willing, I want to challenge you. The time is now. The door is open and the way has been made if you put something in so that you can get something out. I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back. Thank you for being a part of Action Coaching on today. I trust that it has been a blessing to you, and understanding that you got to put something in to get something out. I certainly want to encourage those of you that enjoy Action Coaching to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. Help us to continue to go around the world blessing people with Action Coaching. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching. And remember, what you put in, God will cause you to reap out. And I know that many of you can sow 50, 100, whatever amount to help us continue in Action Coaching. And I know God is going to richly bless you for the seed that you've sown on today. Thank you for being a partner with Action Coaching. Now I got an exciting announcement. I don't want anybody to miss it. You got to make sure you are there. Starting tomorrow, we're going to have an exciting fall festival at ACV, Action Creative Village. You got to be there. The fall festival is going to be awesome. It's going to be off the charts, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And on top of that, having the great fall festival, you got to join us for Sunday morning service for our soft grand opening. Doors are opening at 9. Service is going to begin at 10. And we are going to have an awesome time. I want all my friends. Bring friends with you. Bring your kids with you. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And you don't want to miss it. Remember the exciting fall festival, and we thank God for you being there. As I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.
Yes, sir, my good man.
Thank you, sir.